Hi there, this is Heather Darden again, and I am here with a restorative flow video, from based on Donna Belk's teachings. Donna Belk is a teacher here in Austin, and she developed this restorative flow to help people find a little more calmness, a little less anxiety, a little more stability in their nervous systems. So the motions are very fluid and wave-like and are very soothing to your vagus nerve and to your sympathetic nervous system. This particular practice, I cannot remember that word, can be done at your office in your work clothes if you have enough space and if you feel comfortable doing it. I will be offering alternatives to the exact thing that I'm doing. I'm in a yoga space, so there are things that I will be able to do that may not work exactly the same way in an office setting. So let's get started. You can stay in your chair in a comfortable seat. You can come to the floor in a comfortable seat, or you can stand in a comfortable mountain posture to just get centered. So when you're coming to your mountain pose, I like my feet a little bit wider than a regular mountain, so I take them out about as wide as the outer muscles of my hips. Roll your shoulders back and down. Let your hands hang heavy. If your hands naturally turn forward, then let them do that. If you're having to hold them there, just let them turn in towards your body. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. Find a gentle bend in your knees. And just focus in on your breath. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just allow the eyelids to be heavy and let your eyes go out of focus so that they can rest for a little bit. If you have trouble finding your breath, you can bring your hands to your upper and lower abdomen to find it. And just notice where the inhales and exhales are in your body. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring it all the way down to the bottom of your lungs on an inhale. Exhale, blow it out through your mouth. Like a sigh. Inhale deeply. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Allow your breath to come and go as it pleases. And you might notice if you're feeling a little anxious, you might feel your breath a little bit higher in your chest, or it might be moving at a slightly faster pace. If you want to change that feeling, you can draw your breath down more toward the bottom of your lungs, making it a sort of belly breath, or you can slow the pace down. Either one of those options will start to help calming down your anxiety. So just make sure you're breathing in a way that feels good for you. From here, we're going to start with opening the joints. So just stay in your nice, relaxed mountain pose, knees bent slightly, lots of firm connection to the earth through your feet, and begin moving your fingers in and out, making a fist, and then flinging them out into space. Make a fist, fling them out. And then circle your wrists, one direction. And this can still be done seated. You don't have to stand up at this point. Circle your wrists the other way, finding as Some gentle movement in your joints. Find some movement in your elbows. Just moving your forearms around. Elbows get tight. We keep them bent a lot when we're at a desk or just whenever we're using a computer. So blood flow and nervous signals can get cut off. So open them up as much as you can. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, down. Up, back, down. 2 more times. Make it as fluid as you possibly can, like you're moving in water. And then bring your shoulders to stillness. If you are seated, you might want to come up for this. You're going to pick up your toes and place them down, starting with the pinky, moving in toward your big toe. Place them down as much as you can, one at a time. Inhale up. Exhale. Place them down. Inhale up. Exhale. Place them down. And then shift your weight into your left foot and circle out your right ankle. You might hear some popping and crackling as you move your joints. Just notice what you're feeling. Be aware. Bring your right foot down, shift your weight into your right foot, and circle out your left ankle. This is a nice practice of balancing as well, which is good as you age. Balancing can become difficult because we lose the sense of where the muscles in our feet are. This helps reestablish those connections. And then stretch the top of your foot. Press the top of your foot down into the mat. Press your toes down into the floor. Feel a stretch across the top of your foot into the top of your ankle. Place your right foot down. Same top of the foot stretch on your left foot. Just press the toes down. Press the first part of the top of your foot down. And come back up. Take your feet out about as wide as your shoulders. You can turn your toes out slightly or leave them straight ahead. I like to turn mine out slightly. Bring your hands to your knees and gently circle your knees. You can move your hips along with it. You can pick your feet up. Notice what's going on with your knees. And then circle the other way. And come to stillness. Bring your hands to your hips. Circle out your hips. Go clockwise first. You can make your circles as big or as small as you like. I encourage you to bend your knees as you move. It just gives your hips a little more play. It can feel a little better to your body. And then circle the other way, counterclockwise, if you will. There's no music because I wanted you to be able to choose your own relaxing music or to choose to not have any if you're at work. And bring yourself to stillness. Take a big yawn, opening up your jaw. Release. We'll do that one more time. Big yawn. Really stretch your jaw away from your mouth. And we're going to roll out the neck just a little bit. So make sure your feet are in a comfortable place. You've got a slight bend to your knee. Drop your chin to your chest. And roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then roll through the middle. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. Just some gentle semicircles here. Notice where your breath goes as you move your head through space. I've noticed that I tend to inhale as I come down toward my chest, and exhale once I'm up by my shoulder. You might find that it's a slightly different rhythm for you that your breath falls into naturally. Once you've done about the same number on each side, bring your head to stillness and gently look up and shake it out. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see exactly what I'm doing so it will make sense in this posture. You want to come to a mountain pose with your feet about hip bone or hip muscle distance apart, whichever is more comfortable for you. I like mine a little bit wider for this one. A slight bend in your knees. Inhale, bring your arms out and up. Reach them back, just a slight back bend here. Take your hip points forward, bring your belly button in. Exhale, curl in, arch your back like you do for cat. Take your elbows back. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, curl in. Continue moving with your breath. Inhaling, reaching back. Exhaling, curling in. And if the back bend does not feel good to your back, feel free to just come up straight and then curl in. You'll still get the benefit of opening up your heart, stretching out your arms, and finding a little more flexion in your spine. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Breathe deeply, one last one. And then come to stillness. Notice any changes in your breath. Notice any changes in the flow of energy, prana, through your body. Notice any changes in your heartbeat. I'm going to turn forward so you can see what's coming next. So this is just called flying Tadasana. You'll just be moving your arms in a different plane for this one. So come to your mountain pose, feet in alignment. So toes and heels in line, feet underneath your hips or hip bones vaguely. Inhale, bring your arms out and up. Touch the backs of your palms together over your head, and then float your arms back down, flexing your wrists. Inhale, take your arms up, touch the backs of your hands. Exhale, flex your wrists, push out through your palm, float them down. Inhale, up. It's like you're flapping your wings. Exhale, float down. Continue moving with your breath. If you feel comfortable, try closing your eyes or just letting your eyes go out of focus. Stay with your breath. This is a good one for heart opening, noticing what's happening with your breath. You can always slow it down or speed it up according to what you would enjoy. Make sure it does feel good. And that you're not hurting yourself at all. Bring your arms to stillness. Take a moment. Let your hands rest by your side. And just be aware of any changes in your breath, your energy, maybe even in your thoughts. Maybe your thoughts have changed. And then gently take your feet out. I like mine a little bit wider than my shoulders with my toes turned out. This is easy triangle. So you do want to make it easy. Keep a slight bend in your knees. Inhale, bring your right arm up and over. Only come over as far as you want. Inhale, arm up. Exhale as you arch over. Inhale, up. Exhale, arch. Keep a bend in your knee. And keep drawing the muscles beneath your belly button in and up. You can close your eyes. Pretend like you're a tree moving around in the wind. Notice how you're feeling. And flow with your breath. One more on each side. Come to center, bring both arms up, and then float them down, press out through your palms like you did for flying Tadasana. Step your feet back together, shake it out a little bit, and then be still for a moment. Notice the flow of energy in your body. Notice your breath. And gently open your eyes. So this, we're going to lift the arms and lift the toes. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Stand in a strong mountain pose. Feet about hip bone distance apart. Roll your shoulders back and down. As you inhale, your arms come up to shoulder height. You're reaching out through your palms and your toes come up off the mat or the floor. Exhale, bring your toes down, bring your arms back by your side. Inhale, arms up. Keep your belly button in toward your spine at about 40% effort just to keep your lower back safe. Inhale up, exhale, melt down. Inhale up, reach out through your palms, stretch your wrists, exhale down. Inhale up, make sure there's a slight bend in your knees. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale up, lift your toes. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up your toes. Exhale down. Shake it out a little bit. Come back to mountain. Notice how you're feeling with your practice. And if your eyes have closed, gently flutter them open. Ready for the next posture. So this next one is easier if you're wearing pants. I will offer you an option in case you're in a tight pencil skirt. It'll be slightly different from what I start out with. So you're going to come to goddess pose. So your feet are about 3.5 or 4 feet wide. They're apart from each other. Your toes are turning out. And you're going to squat down, keep your rib cage over your pelvis, and just place your hands on your thighs. And then you're going to take your right shoulder towards your left knee, come up, left shoulder towards your right knee, come up. Continue moving like this for a few more breaths. So if you are in a tight skirt, instead of coming into goddess pose, you will come into a chair pose with your feet slightly apart or all the way together, whatever's comfortable for you in your outfit. Once you get to chair, make sure you can see your toes past your knees. Draw your belly button in and up. Bring your arms out and up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, make a W. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, make a W. 3 or 4 more, whichever version you're doing. Focus on your breath. And then slowly press back up. Bring your feet back in if you're in goddess pose. Shake it out a little bit. Breathe deeply. We're coming to our last moving posture before coming to a seat or doing a standing meditation. Take your feet out wide like they were for goddess, but this time your toes turn in slightly. They're slightly pigeon-toed. So your feet are about 3.5 feet apart. Toes are turned in. Hinge at your hips. Fold forward. Reach down your left hand. Put it down right underneath your face. Reach your right arm up, coming into a twist. Draw your belly button in and up. Change hands. Your right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Begin moving with your breath. I like to inhale as I reach out and exhale as I come down. Move as fluidly as you possibly can. And stay focused on your breath. If you can't take your legs out this far apart, there is a version you can do with your feet closer together. You still hinge at your hips. You reach your right arm around the outside of your left ankle. Reach your left arm up. Slowly come to the center. Left hand wraps around your right ankle. Right arm goes up. Just moving with your breath. One or two more on each side. And then just hang heavy in your forward fold. You might want to bring your hands to opposite elbows and just notice how you're feeling. Bend your knees, place your hands on your hips, slowly come up and shake it out. If you don't have a good place to meditate, you might want to just sit down in your office chair. Just make sure that you have a comfortable seat so your knees are in line with your hips and your feet are on either a footrest or the ground, so your back can be long and straight and your hips are not being pulled on too much. If you can, take an easy seated posture, maybe against a wall so your back has something to release against. That would be great. If you need to continue standing because you're not in a place where you can take a seat, just come back to that standing position we were in at the very beginning of class, a nice relaxed mountain, letting everything melt. Once you're here, you can let your hands rest, palms facing down on your legs if you need some grounding energy, help you feel less scattered, less anxious. If you feel like you are tired and overwhelmed, you might want to turn your hands up, turn your palms up, just to sort of gather in more energy, receive more energy from the universe. Whichever hand position you choose, find a gentle tuck to your chin so the back of your neck is long. The breath can flow easily in and out of your throat. Let your legs be heavy. There's no need to grip in the inner thighs. There's no need to lock out your knees. And gently begin to slow your breath down. See if you can get your inhales and exhales to be about the same length. I'm not naming a specific count because for some people, 4 is really fast. For others, 4 is really slow. Same with 5 and 6. So choose a count that works for your breath today. Notice where your thoughts have gone. Gently bring them back. Refocus on your breath if they've run away with something else. Stay with your breath. Last 3 breaths here together. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope this was really accessible to you while you're at work or working at home. I hope it helps you to feel a little more rejuvenated, a little more centered, a little more yourself. I'm honored that you shared your practice with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.